Now, they've clearly got plenty of space and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong.
And she's like going over it. Okay.
Right. As you can see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls.
Okay.
Off you pop to the animal market then.
I'm here. I'm here. Oh my god.
Good work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered soon. But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her. Just like people, animals can suffer from stress if things aren't quite right. You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag. In the case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy.
Oh, whoops.
You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their cave for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you? This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
A one-way glass, okay. I'm gonna do all of it. There we go. Did I not do it? So confused. Oh, is it this one? I'm so confused.
Of course, when an animal isn't in its natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot. Even with the terrible British weather. You should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat. But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat. As you can see, we already have one cooler in there. Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
Oh, I have to add one more. Oops.
You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them. It'll take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters, but now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopards' terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen.
Okay, she wants more grass long and more snow. Long grass and snow.
May everyone
There we go. Wait, or does she want less? I'm confused. Oh, less. This is very confusing. Yeah, she wants less grass and more snow. We will do Just that. Well, that's a snow bitch. There you go.
Now then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo. And
Hey.
that average welfare is a very important statistic.
I think I could do that.
Now, to quickly see how all your animals are doing in the zoo, you should go into zoo management and then into the animals section.
Crime?
As you can see, this list shows you the animals' overall welfare. So if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using the locate button. Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well looked after.
Okay, bye. Alright, what do you need, bitch? Enrichment. Food enrichment. Toy enrichment. Whoops, whoops, whoops. There we go. I don't know what kind of enrichment of freaking. Oh, can I add? Ooh, that makes it a lot easier. Okay. What is she? A tortoise? Okay, enrichment, gold, earth enrichment. Woohoo! Ice wall. Frozen fruit. Ah, there we go. Cool. Okay. Hungry? Hungry. Is she a peafowl? Peafowl. Peafowl. Do they have any food in this house? I don't understand why she's hungry. Where's my keepers, man? Why aren't they feeding my animals? Is he here? Nice. Can you feed them, please? Where is he? Where is he? Where's he going? Does he want to get food? Oh, he is. Okay, cool. Okay. Da. Oh my god, these guys are not happy. Okay, let's go check on the zebras. Where's my bras? Where's my zebras? There they are. Enrichment. I'm assuming they all want enrichment, so. Okay, zebra. Oh my god. Freaking, where is she? There she is.
Not bad. Not bad at think it's fair to say that
Freedom
you've
craft.
passed the first part of your training with flying colours. There's still lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for that. If you want to grab your passport, we'll head off, shall we?
Sounds like you've got the whole zoo purring away nicely. Well, purring, grunting, screaming, booming. All the appropriate noises.
Oh, look at 'em.
I guess I was right to hire you, huh? Don't tell her I told you, but Nancy wasn't sure you'd even last the morning. So, we're happy this is working out. And Nancy owes me a foxy coffee.
Oh, what?
As strange as it seems, considering we just met, when I look at you, I feel like you're the child I never had. After the one I did have, obviously. But you see, zookeeping's not for my daughter. Don't get me wrong. Emma absolutely loves animals, but she set her sights somewhat higher. Wants to save the entire planet. I'll just settle for saving a couple of species. And maybe having a type of frog named after me.
Okay. Cool. Where do we go now? We're just gonna, because I know they asked if I wanted to go to a different one, and I accidentally hit no. Okay. Let's go.
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforests for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in a right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
Is he gonna kill himself?
What do you think of Madagascar then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's primate sanctuary. It's not just primates, though. We've got all sorts of animals. So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh? We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
Right in here. Oh, I can move with this too. Oh, it makes it so much easier.
Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of
I hate
Massoala.
monkeys.
That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually
I know
live
lemurs
anywhere
are
from 15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find out.
Hold on, my stream is like really laggy, and I don't know why. I don't know what any of that means. Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to turn everything to low.
Bornean orangutans.
Okay, that looks like it helped a lot. Okay. It doesn't look as good, but, you know, it's fine. Okay, what are we doing now? Where are we going? What are we looking for? Here.
The Bornean orangutan is such a
I hate
marvelous
monkeys.
creature.
I hate monkeys.
They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in. And they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them?
Oh my god, I'm
Open up
getting,
their
like,
information
shivers.
panel and go into the animal camera.
I'm in it. And I hate it.
Aren't they just incredible?
Like, I don't want to look at it. Like, I hate monkeys.
When you're ready, let's go and have a look-see at some of our beautiful bonobos.
Oh,
They're
ew.
quite the characters.
This is my nightmare. This is truly my nightmare.
Oh dear! It looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos
This
has
is
made
my
a run for
nightmare.
it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should
This is
box
my
up the
nightmare.
other bonobos to stop them escaping too. Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel.
Can I just...
Good. Now open the animals tab.
Is it building it? I don't know what's happening. Why can't I freaking... Why can't I do it? What am I doing? Box the animals in the habitat. How? I don't understand. How? How do I do that? I'm gonna call Keeper. Box the animals in the habitat? How? Oh, animals.
And click on Box All Animals to box up the remaining bonobos.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool.
Now, we'll need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo, but it seems our last one left to do some research in the wild. Not an ideal situation. So, we'll need to hire a replacement, sharpish. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area.
Vet.
You can find all of your staff in here, but there's no time to go looking at
I
their
don't know where to put
particulars
them.
at the moment. Hire a vet.
Okay, where the fuck do I put them now? Capture the animal, bring it back to
Great.
its habitat.
Now let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc.
Oh, there
Use
we
the
go, okay.
animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo.
Animal alerts? Animal alerts?
As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's taken their eye off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it. Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one.
I'm so confused. Okay. Edit barrier. I don't know what that does. How do I delete it? I don't know how to do this. I'm so confused. Oh, there we go.
Good.
Okay.
Now that we've
was
done
very
that, we
confusing.
need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top. That way the bonobos won't be able to climb out. Just make sure you've got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that.
Great.
Nicely done.
I don't
And
even
I
do
think it's high
anything.
time we unbox those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too long.
What is it?
Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information
that's not
panel
what I
again.
want. Okay, wait, stop. What? Select the what? Where's the... Okay.
So, it turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too.
Great.
We'll need to hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts. You see, mechanics do all sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go into the zoo section
Yeah,
and then
I
into the
already got 'em.
staff management
I already
area
got 'em.
again.
I already got him. I already got him.
Oh, gosh, we have been busy, haven't we? Good work there. I'm off for a cuppa. Oh, I think Bernie wants a word with you.
Okay.
Oh, I hear you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo. The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly, and more importantly, without the animals stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
You see, another key responsibility for our vets is animal research. Researching animals allows vets to unlock new enrichment items, additional information for our education resources, enhanced breeding programs, and improvements to food quality. Oh, the animals' food, not the vets. It'll take more than a research grant to improve the staff canteen. Anyway, as you can see, research is a key part of running your zoo. In order for a vet to undertake research, they require a research centre. And once again, that's something that this zoo is missing. So let's build one.
Okay.
I've marked out an area for you to put it.
Okay.
Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research centre. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell. So we're able to place our new building inside of it.
What am I looking for?
If you select the research centre for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research centre to the existing building.
Where?
Okay, click to add it to the building. Oh, but that won't place it in just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research centre so it automatically connects to the path when we place it.
Huh? Oh, that's the back of the building, that's why. It was dumb.
Right, splendid work. Now that we have a brand spanking new research centre, we can give our vets something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo section and select Vet Research. Here, you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start their research. Actually, thinking about it, I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add some, so our guests can learn all about their furry little delights. First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand.
Understand. I don't understand how to use this. What? Education boards. Okay. There's one. There's 2.
Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about. Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel. And from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur. Although I'm sure that last part was obvious. When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much. Fantastic. Oh, it's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it. Oh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area. Go on, collect your research rewards.
How?
Just so you know, vets will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level. I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
I don't know how to collect it. I'm really confused.
Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space, and you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel. Next, click on the Terrain tab. Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So you can either pop that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
So confused. I didn't go at all. Or did I? I don't know. Oh, it's raining. Is that even like attached? No. What the fuck? I don't think these are the right ones. Hold on. Let's make it much easier if it wasn't fucking raining. How about this thing? Where can I place this? There we go.
Oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it. Do you know what would make them even happier, though?
How the fuck can't
Nicer
they, like,
food.
escape from
But
that?
that's true of all of us, though, isn't it?
It's literally like...
You can unlock better quality food for animals through research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat. Lovely. Now select the Animals tab. There we go. As you can see, we can set the food quality in here. Just click on the drop-down menu and select Grade 2
Got
Food
it.
Quality. Grade 2 Food Quality. My mouth's already watering.
Alright, what's next?
So, a new climbing frame and better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs rotten. Now, I think it's time we looked at one of the zoo's most important responsibilities, releasing animals into the wild.